I forgot to turn my mic on. I wasted this whole time. Starting over. Here we go. What's up, everyone? I'm Andy, and this is Brain Buzz. This week, I wanted to share with you my personal top 5 tips for maximizing your buzz. We all pay a lot for these vape carts, and we want to get the most out of them. This is how. Number 5, avoid using edibles or oils. Now, I know this one may be controversial. I get it. I mean, even I use edibles and oils. But you have to remember that the THC is going to stay in your system for a very long period of time. So what that means is, if you have an edible, and then the next day you try and use your vape product, there's a good chance you won't feel anything. Now, you may not be feeling any effects the next day, but the THC is still in your system. Personally, I find if I have an edible and I don't use any other cannabis, it'll take about 3 days to get out of my system. And if I do use my vaporizer at any point during that time, it's more like a week. So, just keep that in mind and make sure you try and flush it out of your system. Number 4, breathing exercises. The best way to increase your buzz is to have really good lung capacity and increase oxygen flow to your brain. I'm going to show you 2 breathing techniques that are going to help with that. The first is called 3-7-8 breathing. What you're going to do is inhale for 3 seconds to fill your lungs, then you're going to hold your breath for 7, and then exhale for 8, like this. Now repeat that 4 or 5 more times, and that's a good way to increase your lung capacity before a session. If you want to increase blood flow to the brain, it's all about the exhale. Now I'm going to turn to the side to do this. Hopefully I don't get this on the microphone too much. I apologize if I do. But you're going to, again, inhale to expand your lungs, and then exhale as fast as you can. It's not sexy, but it works really, really well, especially if you're in the middle or at the end of a session. You should feel the buzz increase. Number 3, exercise. I know no one wants to hear this, but honestly, exercise is actually the best way to increase your buzz. It basically replaces a tolerance break. When you do really good active cardio, sustained cardio for say a half hour, you're going to increase your heart rate, which is going to help flush out all that THC, and you're going to increase your lung capacity in the process. It's win-win, and it really does a great job of helping. I personally try and work out in the morning, that way by the afternoon I'm ready to go. Number 2, increase the amount of time before you use again. Now this one seems fairly self-explanatory, I get that, but people tend to forget that the longer you go, the better you're going to feel the effects, because you're flushing out the THC from your system. I personally like to stop using around 11 p.m., that way I have a nice mellow buzz before bed, and then I try again the next day after 4:20, usually more like 5 or 6. The longer you can go, the better you're going to feel the effects later on. And my number 1 tip for maximizing your buzz is learning how to inhale a vape product. Now, it's only natural that we want to inhale as much as possible and blow out these big giant clouds. It looks cool, and we tend to think that the more that we inhale, the better it's going to be. But that's not actually the reality. The best way to maximize your buzz is to mix in oxygen with THC. So how do you do that? Instead of inhaling for 7, 8, 10 seconds at a time, try and limit your inhale to about 4 seconds, 4 to 5 seconds max, and then fill your lungs with air, like this. I try and aim at least for a 50-50 ratio, and usually I try and aim for even more air than THC. That'll do a big difference to maximize the buzz. Another little trick I like to use is to intermittently mix air with the cannabis product. So kind of like this. That'll allow you to get more product in your lungs while still mixing it with the oxygen. So, those are my personal top 5 tips to help you get even more of a buzz. Let me know in the comments if any of them helped you, and let me know in the comments if you have any great tips that I haven't tried yet. I'll be back on Friday with another review. I'll see you then.